Kittle to IR. He's out a minimum of 4 weeks, but he's probably out 5. 4 to 5 weeks, 3 to 5 weeks was the initial time frame that we were looking at. So not a surprise that he goes to IR. But it is a conclusion, a finality of the fear that you had. And now you got to scour the waiver wire. But your boy Smitty's here to save the day. And hopefully you listened all offseason when we told you to grab Fannin Jr., who might just be a total league winner, worthy of a full load drop. So we'll talk about Fannin Jr. and you're hearing me up front. Worthy of an initiation of full load droppage in your fab. He is. He's a potential league winner. We'll talk about Fannin Jr., why he's the Kittle replacement, and why you should already own him. But shame on you. Your mom's embarrassed of you if you didn't pick up Fannin Jr. when you were told to. The meatloaf's getting cold. Mom might turn the oven off and not even serve the meatloaf. Your Game Boy isn't going to get any more batteries until you make it right and go pick up Fannin on a full load drop. And then we've got Tyreek Hill in some trouble. Maybe, maybe not. We'll talk about that and more on the other side of the intro. The Fantasy Football Show begins now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live at midnight Eastern as well. We're live all the time. Yes, here's the waiver wire board for week number 2. And Fannin Jr. has been atop of this waiver wire tight end section of the board for months and months and months, because we've gone over this, that you need to be preemptive about this. You do not want to be the person coming out of week 1 going, Smitty, how much fab do I put on Tootin or Krosky Merritt or Penix Jr. or now Fannin Jr.? Fannin is a monster. And with Kittle out now 4 to 5 weeks, he's on IR, so he's out a minimum of 4. You need a tight end option. This is the guy. Now, of course, if you can get him, you drop the full load drop on Fannin, but you do have other options like Strange and Jonnu, and likely as a potential pickup and hold. Michael Mayer, although we do think Brock Bowers will be okay, but more to come on that. Kyle Pitts, Juwan Johnson's on this list as well. He's definitely a good pickup. You could even move him above likely if you wanted to, just in terms of now usage. I just think likely, depending on what you're looking for, will offer you some awesome, later on value if you're looking for that kind of stash. The backup tight end in San Francisco is a thought. I just don't know what to expect with that, but he's certainly, decent. And for those of you saying, like Lupo saying Njoku's not going away, it doesn't matter because Fannin Jr.'s run as a wide receiver. Fannin Jr., let's talk about Fannin Jr. real quickly. We might come back to George Kittle. But Fannin Jr. is a marvel coming out of college. Look at this. Look at these wide receiver numbers. These are wide receivers. Fannin Jr. is a tight end. Notice the tight end position with all the... Look, notice Tyler Warren and notice Fannin Jr. 2 tight ends mingling with these wide receivers. And Nick Nash, look at that. This wide receiver for the Falcons that they've been on and off. But anyway... we've got Fannin Jr., number 1 in the nation in receptions and number 1 in the nation in yards, and he was tied for 13th in touchdowns. This guy outperformed Ted McMillan. He outperformed Jeremiah Smith. He outperformed Travis Hunter. He outperformed Tyler Warren. He outperformed every wide receiver in the college football FBS realm with 117 receptions and 1,555 yards. No wide receiver even came close to him. We didn't have a wide receiver in the 1400s right here on the side of the screen. You can see right here, 1555. We didn't have one wide receiver in the 1400s. This man exceeded everybody. Fannin Jr. is a wide receiver trapped in a tight end label. And so no offense, Lupo. I'm just trying to emphasize what your comment was about, that Njoku's not going away. First of all, Njoku is one of the most injury prone tight ends in the league. And it doesn't matter if he goes away. Fannin Jr. might be the best receiver on the entire team. Njoku doesn't hold a candle. Njoku can't hold Fannin Jr.'s jockstrap when it comes to catching footballs. When it comes to becoming a reliable pass-catching option. He's good. He's not bad. But Fannin Jr. runs circles around Njoku. If Njoku doesn't go anywhere, he stays on the field as the tight end. Fannin Jr. runs around in the slot and lines up all over the field. And Fannin Jr., as a rookie, I believe this is a record or tied or 7 catches for a rookie tight end in his first game out, season debut for 63 yards. Is that an NFL record? Let's ask Kruger if he knows the answer to this one. Kruger, did Fannin Jr., the rookie tight end for the Cleveland Browns, a show guy, by the way, Krug, we've been talking about all offseason, kind of proud of that one. Did Fannin Jr. just break the rookie tight end record for 7 receptions in his first game?
Absolutely, Smitty. Fannin Jr. just did it. He tied the rookie tight end record with 7 receptions in his first game. That's our guy. We've been hyping him up all off season, and he's showing Peter.
He's doing it live. We're staying loose, staying liquid, and reducing that thumb up button, right? Guys, hit that thumb up button, right, Krug?
Absolutely, Smitty. We're doing it live. We're staying loose and liquid, and you heard the man drop a deuce on that thumbs up button. Let's keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. So did I mention
initiate full load drop
if Fannin Jr. is available in your free agency waiver wire situation? You're gonna drop that full load drop on Fannin Jr. and do it live. What a marvel! 7 catches, 63 yards. He is a wide receiver. He is a wide receiver, and he did this kind of damage in college, catching 117 footballs, number 1 in the nation over all the wide receivers. You see Jeremiah Smith, Travis Hunter, Ted McMillan, all these guys on this screen. 1555 over all the wide receivers, putting the wide receivers to shame. And this is a guy people are sleeping on for some odd reason. Not anymore. He's on the map, and he's doing it live. I smell meatloaf. Hey, Ma, the meatloaf.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Let him cook.
So Fannin Jr. is going to help a lot of you, I believe, in week 2 and beyond. The dilemma you have, if you've gotten, I had this on the Patreon. If you guys aren't on the Patreon, it's a 24/7, 365 live chat group. Cancel anytime. It's a mere $10 a month. That's a cup of coffee. Try it for 1 month. See if you like it. Hit that link. I just dropped it. I'll pin the link in the live chat. It's basically the live chat group here on YouTube, available to you 24/7, 365. So if you have like a trade question, it's such an amazing group. It's basically your extended family. And on the Fannin Prime, why do I do what I do? Prime, why am I even here? Because I don't think you're paying attention. Prime says Fannin over Hunter Henry. What am I even doing here? Like, why have I been live for 8 minutes and 47 seconds? Why am I wasting my time when you come in here and ask this ridiculous question, Prime? I'm not mad at you. You know I appreciate you. Please don't take this the wrong way. My bedside manner might be odd at times. But what? You make me feel like I'm wasting my time. Or I feel like maybe I don't do a good job. Maybe I'm not very good at what I do. Because I've sat here for 9 minutes trying to say full load drop, win a league player, and you come in and ask me this question. It makes me feel like I'm not doing my job. Fannin Jr. over Hunter Henry, what have I done to offend you that you would ask me this question right now, 9 minutes and 30 seconds into my live stream? I just don't understand. What am I not doing? Am I not conveying myself properly? I don't understand. Where was I even at? I was saying something before Prime dropped that insane question. I I think we're just saying you're about to win your league. I think we're just saying that Fannin Jr.'s got that upside. He's got that win a league potential. Every year there's somebody coming out of week number 1 that can win a league. Now, Tootin might be it on the running back front. Krosky Merritt is available still in like 9 to 10% of leagues. It's insane. I don't know why. Now, he doesn't make this list because we're really about like 15 to 20% availability to even hit the board. I don't put somebody up that's available in only 5 to 10% of leagues. But when we kicked off the week, he was. So I'm not taking him off because at the onset of free agency, walking out of week 1, so Tuesday night, really today is Tuesday, but what I'm trying to say is, walking out of the Sunday games, we're sitting here watching Krosky Merritt sit on the board. So hard to say what the numbers are really yet because they haven't updated. We don't know the exact numbers of availability, but he's staying on the board. But I would say right now, if I was trying to pinpoint who might be that winner, that Kyron, that Bucky, that Puka, that's going to win your league, if we're trying to pinpoint who it is, because there's a lot of options on the table here. We got Fields and Penix Jr. at quarterback. We got Keon Coleman bringing the Thunder right now. We've got Tesla building up and ramping up. We got Reed being a surprise with the Jones fracture still delivering. Keenan Allen pretty consistent. But really, if you're looking for bang for the buck, I still think Gordon, who's going to be dropped in league after league after league, he's been dropped in thousands of leagues. He still has something to say. He wasn't used. You can't blame a guy when, what did Achane get, 7 or 8 carries? You can't blame this guy. He's a sleeping giant still. Nothing has changed for Gordon. So if Gordon gets dropped, you scoop him up. Jaden Blue probably won't play this week. He's still somebody that's sleeping. Giddens is interesting. Garendo's 2 degrees of separation away from ever being a starter, but if he got back in there, he would take the league by storm. Woody Marks, a sleeping giant still. Judkins is obviously somebody you should grab. Benson might be one of the quietest, like, hey, I'm this 3rd or 4th place guy. No one's paying attention to me. Watch me jump in front of everybody if Connor went down. Benson might be a top 8 running back. Sampson said, who the hell's Judkins? What's this guy's name? I'm the starter in Cleveland. I'm the PPR guy in Cleveland. Tootin might be the guy, even though ETN is very, very positioned well right now. ETN to the moon right now. We're a big ETN community. We've always supported ETN. He was one of the original moon men. We love ETN. But Tootin is sitting there just tooting away quietly. You don't even hear him toot. He's just tooting there, quiet, minding his own business. He could be the guy. And then Fannin Jr., if he is the next Antonio Gates, or Tony Gonzalez or Travis Kelce, you won't know it yet. You're just going to wonder if he's making noise. And it's quite possible he isn't, what we think he could be. And it's very possible he is. So, none of this is certain. We're talking about a world of guessing and educated guessing and speculation. And right now, we don't know. Right now, that's the exciting part about this. That's why full load drops on the waiver wire are exciting as well. When you're like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know. Hey, Smitty, how much percentage of my fab? I don't know. How would I know? How would I know how much percentage of fab to drop in your league? Your league's different from my league. So when someone wants me to give them an answer like this, for example, and no offense on this, I'm just using it as an example. How much fab? How the hell would I know? Anybody that tells you, other than the full load droppage, which we would know, right? That is a clear universal language. Full load drop is a universal language across any language. You could walk into any room, people could be speaking any language in the world, and you say,
initiate full load drop.
And they know what that means. But other than the full load drop, the all-in, push your chips in, go get the player, how in the hell would I know how much to drop on Benson or how much to drop on Keenan Allen? The answer is I wouldn't know. And pretending I know is doing you a disservice. And my advice to you is if someone tells you or does a show that says 18%, 13%, spend 25% of their fab on this guy, I would unsubscribe and walk away from that channel so quickly because they're giving you the stupidest advice you could ever get because no one knows each league from one another. Every league is different. I have a league that has similar people playing in it. One, you do $100 out of 100 for anybody you want because by week 5, no one's left And by week 5, everyone's been rotating, dropping the $100 on players. And then everybody's out of money in week 5. Everybody picks up players for free. It's even playing field. But if you don't participate and partake in the $100 full load drop, you're not getting a single player in that league. So how the hell would I know how much to bid on Benson? And anybody that tells you a percentage, stop following them because they're giving you misguided information. There's no way to know. The only thing I can tell you is go to your league, check out the transaction history, do a little legwork, and find out what the highest bid has been for this player, what's the highest bid for a player similar to that, and then you're going to have to guesstimate a little bit. And if you give me those numbers, I'll guesstimate for you. I'll do the math for you. You want me to add 1 + 1? I'll do it. But you got to give me the numbers and the data. Otherwise, what in the hell are we talking about? How much percentage? I don't know. A meatloaf. How about a meatloaf and a half? How much should you put on Benson? How about 2 meatloafs? 2 meatloafs, maybe 3 if we're getting frisky. How the hell would I know? I wouldn't know. All I know is when to
initiate full load drop.
All right. So Fannin Jr. to the moon. We covered that. Maybe to Mars, to be honest. Stock is up and everybody scrambling now and all the people saying, we called Fannin. You didn't call Fannin. We created Fannin. You get us coffee. We told you about Fannin. Enjoy the show. Get your popcorn ready. Let's see here. Smitty lost in his home league last night. Here, why don't we put you want to be in the channel? Let me give you one more chance, crooners, just because you think you're so smart and sleek right now. Do you want to be removed from the channel? Just because I read your message and your message is negative. I don't like it right now. So you tell me what you want, and I'll let you pass based on your response. Let's see what you say. He said he was kidding. Should I let it pass, or should we give him the boot? I don't know. We'll see what the chat thinks. Maybe this is kind of like in Gladiator, where it's like, do we let him stay? Do we let him go? Someone says, give him a pass, give him a pass, give him a boot, give him a lap, give him a...
Take a big lap.
All right, we'll give him a lap. We'll let him pass. Okay, and I didn't lose my home league. I crushed it, by the way, bro. I crushed it. So you're lucky. You're lucky I'm in a good mood. Had I lost my home league, my main buddy league that I love and so much close to my heart, and I did lose it, I think I would have been mad at you for making the ridiculous comment, and then I would have probably pressed the button. But you're lucky that the chat had your back today. From now on, we're implementing the Gladiator decision based on people running their mouth in the chat. And based on what the chat says, we'll pull it up. We'll pull it down. We'll send you to the mines. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. We'll go with that. Okay, let's move on. We got Fannin Jr. to the moon. Stock is on the rise. People are jealous you own him if you already have him in your league. Kittle to IR. That is a horrible piece of news. I'll get to the super chats in 1 second. Just hang tight. Let me go ahead and pull up this other piece of news actually, I don't even know if I have it on screen, more so me telling you about it. So Tyreek Hill has been in the news over the last 24 hours because in the divorce documents, there is several, I want to say 7 to 8 instances allegedly that there's domestic violence involved with him and his I guess soon to be ex. I don't think anything's been fully filed or fully implemented yet in the divorce, but in the documents it does state that they're on several occasions on the I want to say 6 to 8. I don't want to say 8 if it's not 8. Somewhere between 6 to 7, 6 to 8 times that there was domestic abuse and very, very descriptive stuff. And it doesn't feel like the Judkins stuff. This feels like there was no attention for this. The individual was not trying to seek attention, didn't file any charges, didn't go to the police. But in the documents supplied to the court in very, very subtle fashion, here's what he did. This is why I'm asking for what I'm asking. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is why I need what I need. And in the filings, in the paperwork, it does say that he threw her to the ground, and he spat on her, and he ripped off chains off her neck and shoved her around, and there's all kinds of like several different scenarios that played out. This guy, what did I tell all of you in the offseason? What did I tell all of you last offseason? That this guy's going the way of Antonio Brown. And normally the pushback I get is, he's not Antonio Brown. You're not listening to what I'm saying. He's going in the direction of Antonio Brown. There was a time, once upon a time, before the burning his feet off in Vegas, or it was the LA Raiders at that point. And so the Oakland Raiders at that point. And when he burned his feet off, before that, when AB was just causing all kind of panic and chaos, and when he was getting out of Pittsburgh, there was the makings of what we see now for AB at the onset. It was very much similar to Tyreek Hill. The antics, the head case, the drama, not getting along with anybody, being the center of all the problems, trying to edge his way out of every scenario. Wants out of KC. They're winning championships. It's not good enough for him. He goes over to play football with Tua. Calls Tua the best quarterback in the league. Now when he's asked about Tua, he doesn't mention his name at all. He doesn't even call him a top 10 quarterback. When people say, list off your top 10, top 5 quarterbacks, doesn't mention Tua's name. The whole team hates him. And Tua said the whole team is trying to forgive him for what he did and all the things that he does in the locker room currently. And he's opening his mouth. He's doing all these extracurricular things to get him his hamstrings more and more worn down to a paper-thin hamstring. And that's what happens with these speed guys. Their hamstrings fire differently than the average bear. So Deshaun Jackson, case in point. Remember Eagle wide receiver Deshaun Jackson? One of the fastest guys in the league. Even up to when he retired his last season, he burned down the field and catch a touchdown. We're like, oh my God, he still got it. And then we'd be like, there's no injuries. Good. We're walking into week 2 or 3 or whatever it was. And all of a sudden he'd pop up on the injury report on like a Wednesday. Be like, Deshaun Watson hamstring is going to be limited. We're like, oh no. And then all of a sudden Friday, he's out for the year. And it's like, this is what happens. And when you're out running around, doing world records, running the bases and the diamonds, trying to get the world record there, running in track meets, racing kids left and right, playing football, playing defensive back in camps, and just challenging everybody and their mother to a race, you're creating unnecessary wear and tear and firing of the hamstrings. And think of it like a battery life, okay? And you're watching yourself, you're pressing a button. Every time you press it, it just goes down and down and down. This guy's literally wasting his hamstring firings. He only gets so many of them left. And at some point, he's just going to pull his hamstring. And he's not going to be able to ever return to form, and he'll be susceptible to it. This guy's got that problem alone. And on top of that, his quarterback doesn't like him. On top of that, his head coach doesn't like him. On top of that, his whole team doesn't like him. On top of that, he's not mentally there. On top of that, he's causing a problem inside the locker room and outside the locker room. He wants out. And now you've got this little issue lingering over him that may or may not be looked at by the league. And there may or may not be charges brought that can take place. There is a possibility that the paperwork that suggests the domestic violence could come up and be looked at, be reviewed at least. Maybe there's time frames that went by that this won't let this even be pursued. We don't know. Well, we're going to find out if that's going to be the case. But there was domestic abuse claims that probably have to be looked at from a legal perspective. They will look at it. The judge, I'm sure, has handed that off, and there is some sort of glance or taking a peek under the hood, taking a peek under the hood, taking a leak on this situation, but taking a peek under the hood. And and so on top of that, the league might take a peek under the hood as well. So we don't know what is going on. We don't know. This could become a whole nother problem. This could become the reason he doesn't play. This could be something that the league puts him on the exempt list. This is something the league might not look at. We don't know. All we know is this popped up, and it's been about 24 hours that this has been floating around, and it originated from a Yahoo sports report that might have originated from somewhere else. But we'll find out more information, but this is another reason to run away from this man. Just run away from him. There's no business keeping this man on your roster if you can trade him for a doubted Travis Hunter. Well, what do you do? How do I get rid of him? Doubted Travis Hunter. Doubted RJ Harvey. Doubted player. Go get a doubted player. Doubted Mike Evans. Those are 3 amazing names to go potentially attack for your Tyreek Hill. Absolutely fantastic and brilliant idea, if I say so myself. So Tyreek Hill, you send him packing for one of Evans, Harvey, or Hunter. Maybe a quarterback upgrade. So you do a QB upgrade. Maybe a tight end upgrade. But send Hill packing now while you still can. Because I don't know if you'll be able to later. For many reasons. Let's hit these super chats real quickly. Do we have any $20 haulers that need immediate attention? I don't think we do yet, but we'll hit these right now. Penix, Fields, A-Rod over T-Law. I would go Fields for safety right now. Penix Jr., higher risk, higher reward play. Higher risk because of London's situation, but London does feel day-to-day, not week-to-week, meaning day-to-day means he can play week number 2. Week-to-week would be he's out a week, maybe 2, maybe 3, but out a week. So he's day-to-day, meaning he's very, very likely at this moment in time to potentially play in week number 2. So Penix and Fields are very close, very neck and neck. And on the waiver wire, if you were down and out at the quarterback position, we got to put A-Rod below Fields. I know that they're looking like they're even. They're not. Fields is above A-Rod. But I'd say Penix Jr. slightly ahead of Fields, but they're both neck and neck. This is a full low drop situation if you need a quarterback potentially. Pickens versus the Giants or Igbuka versus Houston. Why are we, Nate, the only reason you'd be asking me this question is if you sat Buka last week. Nate, admit it. Nate, please admit it so I can drag it on the screen. There is 0 chance you're asking me this question if you started Buka. You need some sort of, can you tell me I didn't make a mistake last week, Smitty? Because if you say Pickens, then I'll feel better about my decision. Like, there's 0 chance, Nate. Put it on the screen. At least admit it. Be honest. There's 0 chance you started Buka last week. That is the only reason you'd ask this question. The only reason. So the reason I'm putting you on the spot like this is to prove it. Buka sat. And what I'm trying to convey to you is that you're using bias to guide your decision based on the previous decision you made. You got to get rid of that. That's going to make you a much better fantasy football player. You'll become a savage if you can let go of things like that. There's no reason to be questioning this right now at all. 0. You put Buka in, you say thank you. That's it. Not necessarily thank you to me, although I wouldn't mind, but it's thank you to Buka, who's going to go out there and deliver monster numbers. So thank you for your super chat, Nate W. You are the man, the myth, the legend. And I appreciate your honesty, too, right now, because I give you credit for that. That's a man right there. Drop Thornton for Tillman and Dynasty. No, I'd probably rather have Thornton. But they're close, and Tillman deserves a look. Full low drop for Sampson. Should I trade Bigsby for Dobbs? I would rather keep Tesla over so I'd say Tesla, yes. And Sampson full low drop. If there's no other full low drop worthy players out there, the answer would be yes. Waivers option, Jawan Johnson, Jonu Strange, and Fannin Jr. Mike, what do you think I'm going to say based on this live stream? I'm just curious. You know, Mike, I'm just curious. I mean, I'm not only have I showed this board, maybe you dropped this at the very beginning of the show, so let's give him credit for that, actually. So Mike, I know you've watched now, you know my answer, but Fannin Jr. to the moon, and even in the title, Fannin Jr. to Saturn, you know, answered that question. But I'm so glad you asked it because other people are going to have that same question, Mike. So don't get me wrong. I'm trying to emphasize, you know, what the deal is, what the story is. Appreciate you. James Devlin back for another round this year. Says extreme help. Well, then super chat, James, because I don't have time right now. I appreciate you, though. Mike, appreciate you for dropping the super chat. You know what to do. Full load drop on Fannin is a possibility right now. Drop cup for Fannin, yes. Also have Bills D and Denver D and Gordo. I definitely would drop I'd drop Kupp. And then if you have to drop another player to pick up somebody, I'm dropping one of those defenses for sure. Nate, thank you very much, but Kupp is not worth anything right now in my mind. Who's the worst you would take over Fannin Jr.? Who is the worst tight end you would take over Fannin Jr.? Quincy, I don't know what in the hell you're asking me. Who's the worst tight end I'd take over Fannin Jr.? Why would you word it like that? I don't even know what that means. The worst tight end. Why would I take anything bad over Fannin Jr.? So I don't really know how to even answer that question. The worst I would take? I don't know. I mean, he's maybe a top 8 tight end. So would I take guys like Tyler Warren? Yes. Would I take McBride? All those guys? Obviously. But like Fannin gets into the conversation when you start getting near those 6, 7, 8 overall players. So I don't really know. There's not like a list of bad guys I would throw. I just say we're starting to look at him at the 7, 8, 9 overall tight end territory. So you'd have to give me a list of guys to rank that would serve you better than to have me try and like speculate what in the hell we're talking about. Thank you. You're doing an amazing job, brother. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. You're doing an amazing job. Fannin Jr. over Kyle Pitts. I would say that one's close just because Kyle Pitts might get more work with London banged up or out. If London's out, then Kyle Pitts and Fannin are pretty close this week. If London's back, I do like Fannin more. I do. If I had, I'd try and keep both of them though. Should I trade DK and Connor and Blue for Barkley? I mean, yeah, you could try. I mean, we all dream of hitting home runs in our sleep, little sweet. If you can wake up and actually hit one, let us know because we'll quit our jobs and come work for you if you're able to turn. It's a cute idea. You thought about it late at night last night. What if I trade Connor, who's losing his job? This is like when someone says, Smitty, should I go get Genty using Kenneth Walker? And I'm like, it's a cute idea, Steve. It really is. But who's going after Walker losing his job? Who's going after Connor losing carries? Blue's not going to play week 2. We like him. And give up Barkley, who actually played well. It's a cute idea. If you pull it off, please let us know. And we'll definitely celebrate your name here on the live show. I promise you that. Zach, appreciate you. Mason, Tootin, and Benson, Sampson waiver order. Probably Tootin, Benson, or Benson, Tootin, then Sampson, then Mason, which is saying a lot because Mason looked great last night, but those are all really good options. And you're not really wrong to like one over the other. Trade Neighbors, JCM, and Adams for Nico and Genty. Again, you pull that off and we quit our jobs and come work for you, TM. It's probably the door's going to get slammed in your face. But if that's out there, take a lap for not accepting it already and then take a victory lap and pat yourself on the back as you run around the track with a winner. Drop Gordon for Fannin, Sampson, or Tootin. Look, I like Tootin enough to say that Tootin and Gordon feel very, very similar league winning value. And when you look at my board, you do have to understand that Gordon is ranking right there with Sampson. Doesn't mean I don't try and keep him at all costs. I very well do believe he's still a league winner. But I think, yeah, Fannin Jr. and Sampson and Tootin are kind of slightly ahead of him right now. But that does not mean that can't flip right back once the situation is so cloudy in Miami. That's the only reason. Bowers, Ibuka, Ricky, JCM for Gibbs, JSN, and Kelsey. I'd probably take the Gibbs side. It's hard because you're putting players in I love on that other side. Like I love Bauer and I love Ibuka, but Kelsey, JSN, and Gibbs is pretty powerful. You know, that running back value. JSN, Kelsey's still pretty damn good. You know, right now at least. But that's a very, very, very good offer, and really hard to dissect. But you got to take the Jahmyr Gibbs side. The fact that Jahmyr Gibbs is even in trades like that's wild right now. People are so reactionary. Smitty, I watched darn near every live stream. You brought up Fannin like 4 or 5 times. You talked up Arroyo way more. You did predict Sampson, though. Bro, we talk up Fannin all the time, Roman. So you're wrong. We talked up Fannin a ton. I've talked about how much Fannin... Bro, do you know how many times I've mentioned this and showed it in live streams? So you can say whatever you want and try and say something nice on top of your underhanded anti-compliment. But bro, why do you think I've talked about this over and over and over? Over and over, I've warned about this. Now, do I like Arroyo still? Yes. It doesn't mean Arroyo's going to disappear. He's going to take some time to develop. But Fannin Jr. is still a monster, bro. We talked about him a lot more than 3 or 4 times. But nice try, and I appreciate your super chat. Bowers, Igbuka, Ricky, JCM, forgive. Oh, I already did that one. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Will Neighbors be okay? Giants looked horrible. I don't know. That's a really, really good question. I really, really don't know. I'm very fearful that he gets shut down at some point with the toe. And, you know, we're hopeful that Dart can come in and be amazing. If Dart comes in and throws hospital balls and can't really patchwork this thing together himself, then we're in trouble with Neighbors, correct? Because eventually they'll be losing and they'll just say, pack it in and get the surgery done now. So there's some concern. Now, do I still buy Neighbors in a lot of ways? Yeah, I do. What's up, Smitty? Week 2, flex, Hall or Hampton? I think you probably go Hall right now. Hall's earned that, but definitely in a good spot. You're in a real good spot. Start Bigsby or Harvey, or Bigsby. Bill or Harvey. Probably I'm still starting. Chat, can I get a vote on this? Bill or Harvey? Alicia, I haven't missed your super chat. I'm going through them all right now. Bill or Harvey? Can I get a vote, chat? Bill or Harvey? Please vote on that one. And then also Bill or Sharbs. I would say Charbonnet in that case, but the top one, Bill or Harvey, that's tough. I'm going to probably say Bill's safer, Harvey's higher risk, higher reward. I don't think there's a real answer. The real answer is probably both, you know. This one here, Lamar, Bajan, Hubbard, Hendy, Ollie, Sharbs, BTJ, Nico, Evans, like the team, Hill, Evans, Kelsey. Should I drop Ollie or anyone for Bill or Tootin? I would drop Ollie for Bill. I mean, the answer is right here for sure. Krosky, Merritt, Tootin are the league winners right now. Gordon is still on the list, but, you know, I would go off of this list right here. Krosky, Merritt should not be on waivers, so absolutely go get Bill. And I like your team a lot. I think I'm contemplating trading Hubbard and, let's say, Evans for one bigger doubted player, like Lamb chops, like Hubbard and Evans for Lamb. You could maybe pull that off. Charbonnet might be a movable piece at some point, like Gibbs for Sharbs and Mike Evans, or you know, honestly, I would never actively try and trade Buka, but you could probably get Gibbs right now using Buka and another piece like Charbonnet or something, and you got to consider buying low on guys like that because we won't ever have a buy low opportunity on Genty. And I would trade Sharbs and Evans for Genty. I would trade Hill and Evans for Lamb. I'd trade Hill and Evans for Genty. Like, those would be moves that I would make. And once you get Bill, you'll be able to use Bill in that context as well. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Penn team, full PPR, 1 QB, 2 wide receiver, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 2 flexes. Debo, Gibbs, Kyron, Hendy, Ingram, Goddard. Also got Smith, Downs, Ollie. I keep the faith in your quarterbacks, and Dak should be really good this week. BTJ, Hunter, Igbuka. Love the wide receivers. Keep faith in Hunter. But, you know, if you have to sit one right now, you're sitting Hunter, obviously, and keeping Debo in there. Gibbs and Kyron will be fine. Hendy's your flex. Love the team. Goddard's fine. I mean, full load drop on Fannin if he's there to help. But other than that, you're going to sit on that team. You got so much talent that you needed to kind of marinate for a little while and gain some value. No one trading for Hill. Well, if that's the case, you know, he just had two, 3 round value just about 7 days ago. So it's unfortunate, but Hill's a disaster. I have Dak, Lamb, London, Igbuka, Rice, Achane, Chase Brown, Hampton, Hendy, Gordon, Tootin. Need help. Got offered an Achane for JD5. I think Chase Brown, Hampton, and Hendy's so good you could entertain this. But the fair market value in a 1 QB is you got Achane higher than JD5. I'm trying to get a little bit more. I'm trying to maybe throw a player. Maybe you could do some sort of lateral move that you like better and they kind of just think is fine, where you're trading like London for a player that's ranked right around him without any of the shoulder risk, or you're moving a Hampton or something like that into a Genty by giving up something else, you know, like Hampton and potentially, I'm trying to think what you could do. Probably just say, try and get something. Maybe you just have to get an extra piece. Maybe you get a Harvey thrown in. You get a Harvey thrown in and you throw Tootin in and you throw him some upside there. But I definitely feel like I'd be intrigued by the JD5 addition to your team specifically. But in Lamb, London, Buka, Rice, JD5, Chase Brown, Hampton, Hendy. I mean, that would be pretty good. Guys, do we just tell him to do this? Go get JD5 now without finagling, and maybe he pulls the deal. This is a $20 hauler, by the way, so I never hit the $20 super chat. Appreciate you very much for dropping the $20
alert.
Hauler.
Super chat alert.
Maybe you just do it because Achane is in a world of concern. So I still buy Achane. I still hold Achane, but I think I'm pretty eager to get out of that situation for a JD5. I'd say go ahead and punch the JD5. I'd say go ahead and punch it. Robert, appreciate you. Coleman, Reed, Brown, Tootin, Fannin, all available. I have the number one waiver priority. Have Nico, Garrett Wilson, Buka. It's a great opportunity. You're in a bind because you got McBride. Don't necessarily need Fannin, but he has good trade value. I feel like Tootin is better for you in your situation and the upside he could bring to your running back room or trade opportunities. But you got to make that decision for yourself because they're very even. Chat, do we recommend Fannin Jr. over Tootin or Tootin over Fannin Jr. for Robert's team, who has McBride, has pretty decent team all around, still has good running backs in Genty and Hendy and Pollard, but maybe that Tootin in that running back room is a little more valuable to you. You got to understand the name of the game is owning all these guys before week one, and you can't own them before week one. You got to take some gambles and make some calls. The call for me would be to say, go get Tootin for you. But other situations might call for them getting Fannin Jr. So that would be my advice. See what the chat says. Alicia, thank you for the super chat. I do see the $20 hauler.
Alert.
Alicia, I'm sorry I didn't get to it yet.
Alert.
All $20 haulers get immediate attention, and that's on me because I didn't see that one quite yet. So I'm sorry, Alicia. Full attention here, and I'll give you my best answer here. I apologize for the wait. And then this right with the $20 hauler as well. Thank you again, Alicia. $10 or $20 10-man PPR. Mayfield, CD, Tyreek, Adunze. Alicia, you still here? I appreciate this $20 super chat. Let's attack this question. Tyreek, CD, Mayfield, Adunze, Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Jones, Tootin, Gordon, JCM, Sharps, Hawkinson, Ferguson. Trade Taylor for Ibuka. Woo! Woo! That's a tough trade because your running backs then become a little problematic. So it's not that I don't think Book can't outscore him. I think he can. But I'd almost say you got to figure out a way to get an RB in this situation because you're going to put yourself in a bind. So I think you need to do something else or make this a 2-for-2 or find out how you could get an RB. Now, the thing is, Charbonnet and JCM might take care of you. Tootin might rise up and help you. Aaron Jones is serviceable right now. So I guess I'm going to ask the chat, what do we do? We ask for more, I think. And I think that's what we're getting a response on already. Alicia, you still here? Hopefully Alicia's still here. Alicia, where you at? I think we're going to ask you to go get more. And that could be you offering Aaron Jones or offering even JCM to a degree, someone else to try and upgrade, have them throw in something. So can you real quickly tell me what running backs they have, Alicia, and I'll keep your super chat here. I'll look for your answer, and then we'll attack it. So please tell me what running backs they have. I'm going to sort by your name so I can make sure I get your response. Give me the running backs that they have on that team if you could, please. Hey, Smitty, I have Herbs, Sharps, James Cook, St. Brown, Nico Pitts, and Tyreek at the flex. Benches, Rice, Pacheco, RJ Harvey, Nix, and any moves. I'd probably say I like the receivers. And you can't sell low on St. Brown or Nico. They both bombed. And so you're not going to get what you want. So you got to hold. You're waiting on Rice. Your receivers will be amazing. RJ Harvey will step up. Herbert's fantastic right now, so start him. Sharps is a good play. Cook is a good play. So let me just say this right now. Do not make a move unnecessarily. You know what I'm saying? Like start Charbonnet and Cook in your worst case scenario, you will probably win week 2. It might be close, but you're treading water. You just need to be 3-3 until Rice comes back. But while you're trying to be safe and tread water, right? Tread very lightly. And here's Alicia's, the running backs. I'll attack this next. Make sure you're trying to take stabs at Pacheco and potentially Tyreek specifically. No one wants Tyreek. Nobody wants Tyreek. But you throw Tyreek into a trade, Tyreek and maybe James Cook, Tyreek and maybe Charbonnet, but I kind of like just keeping Charbonnet. I think Cook is the only upgrade I'm trying. And I like Cook. Cook's not bad. But Cook and Hill for Genty. Cook straight up for Hampton personally. I would do that. Now, that's debatable. Cook and I would personally take Cook and Hill and turn it into Kyron and something. Hampton and something. Hendy and something. And that something might be a difference maker to then make another trade. But I'm certainly going after Genty. Hill and Cook for Genty. I bet you that gets accepted. And then all of a sudden, you're back. You're back, baby. You're taking a gamble, but it's a fun and appropriate gamble to take. Now, this here, I would try and get Genty first and foremost for JT. And, you know, would I throw, like, potentially Hawkinson at that and then pick up Fannin Jr. Tight ends? I can't drop a tight end for Fannin and pick up off the waiver like Hollywood. Let's see. I can't. If I can't drop a tight end for Fannin, yes. So try and trade Hawkinson and JT for Genty. Try and trade JCM and JT for Genty. I think it's going to be worth it for you. But in the case of this Buka trade, I would ask if you could get maybe, jeez, man. I still would try to get Genty involved. Genty. Okay, so you send JT Hawkinson and a Dunze. Tyreek. JT and Tyreek and JCM. JT, Tyreek, JCM for Egbuka and Chase Brown. Egbuka and Genty. Genty's probably easier to acquire right now, to be honest. So would Tyreek and JCM get you Genty? Maybe not straight up, but Genty's doubted right now. But the fact that you're giving them what they want in Buka over JT over Buka might push them in the direction to do that. Now, I don't know that there's anything else here to just throw in, to get this done. I don't know that Swift is enough for me, but I think you still need more. I don't think, as much as I love Buka, I don't think I'm trading Buka for JT in your situation. I want Genty. That would be my go-to player, and I'm even throwing Tyreek and JT for Genty straight up. And if you could maybe do it, yeah, I don't know. I don't see you doing both, but try. But I'd rather have Genty if I'm you than go after Buka. And I love Buka. I love him. But you got CD, you got a Dunze. You're okay at wide receiver. Definitely hit the waiver wire. But I don't like you destroying the running back room. Thank you for the super chat. If you got any follow-ups, please let me know. And I'm sorry for the delay. And especially when I said I'd get to your super chat and I didn't realize it was a $20 hauler. My bad. That's on me. I'll take a lap. I'll take a lap on that one right here. $20 super chats always get immediate attention around these parts. So we've got this one here. And thank you for the $20 super chat. This one from Brownie. Appreciate your $20 super chat. And then I think we have all of the $20 super chats on screen. And then we got to get through the rest of these. Okay. So Mahomes, Ladd, Devontae, Adams, Hill, J-Mo. I don't like Adams and Hill right now. I'd like to trade those guys. J-Mo, DJ Moore, Thornton, Barkley, Genty, Krosky, Merritt, Monty, Fannin. I like the team overall, but I am trying to get into Genty. I'm trying to get into Travis Hunter, into Hendy, into Hampton. So those players come to mind. Because you got Ladd, that's a good foundation. I'm trying to move Adams, maybe go to the Hunter owner, see what kind of 2-for-2 Hill and Adams for Hunter and something you could pull off. You got Genty and Barkley, that's fine. I consider trading Barkley for like a Hendy to upgrade Adams or Hill into a BTJ. if that is a move that you could do. Or even better yet, let's keep Barkley. Barkley and Genti stay on the roster. Try and move Monty, J-Mo, and Hill all for a Hendy or Hampton or a Nico or a St. Brown, because Nico and St. Brown are getting tossed around like rag dolls right now. You could maybe trade Kroski, Merritt, and Adams, or Kroski, Merritt, and Hill for Nico Collins or St. Brown right now. People are freaking out. And I definitely would trade Adams or Hill, especially Hill, with Kroski, Merritt to go get Hendy, Hampton. And I would definitely trade Hill for Harvey right now, straight up, if those are moves that help. Harvey's going to win leagues. And this one right over here, appreciate you with a $20 hauler. Kittle owner, I was offered Warren for Bill. I would take Warren in your situation. I love Bill, but I also love Warren. Either way, you both win, but your position of need helps you. Take the trade or keep Bill. I love both of them. You could pick up Fannin, and then I'm okay, but I still love Warren so much that I'm okay making that trade. Fannin and Bill's nice, but I think I'd rather have Warren. So great trade. Either way, if you don't get the trade, make sure you pick up Fannin, and try and pick up Fannin Jr. anyway. You know, grab them for trade bait or just, you know, whatever. Appreciate you. I traded Walker and I didn't hit the $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert.
We got Judkins expected to practice on Wednesday. So that news, Judkins to practice on Wednesday. We'll see where he is in terms of playing time. We've heard his coach say he may or may not play. They'll have to see. And even if he does, Dylan Sampson's got something to say about it. Dylan Sampson ain't relinquishing that PPR work. $20 hauler here from Trey. Trey, appreciate
Alert.
you.
Super chat alert.
Trey, I appreciate you, my boy. Sending Alvin Kamara and Tucker. Sean Tucker? Oh, Tucker Kraft. Okay. Sending Alvin Kamara and Tucker Kraft for Crosby. You think you mean Kroski, Merritt, and McBride. Okay, so sending Alvin Kamara and Tucker Kraft for Kroski, Merritt, and McBride. Smash. Smash. Absolute smash. Team is Gibbs, London, Buka. I don't care what the team is. You're Smitty approved on that.
You've just been
Trade JMO for Harvey. Probably say it's evenish, but I would rather have Harvey. I really believe in Harvey. $5 hauler traded Walker and T-Mac for Breece Hall. Walker and T-Mac, that's a smash. I like that. Already had names like Jefferson Ridley. Love the trade. Rodney, Smitty approved 100%.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Chase Brown and Buka for Gibbs and Pearsall. I'd take Gibbs and Pearsall by a hair, but you could really argue that trade. You really could. It's so even. Sorry, King Smitty. All jokes. I'm here. It's okay, live. I appreciate you. You got saved by the chat. Drafted Pickens before Buka. Well, I'm sorry about that. And as you in some cases should have, but doesn't mean you shouldn't have drafted both. You know what I mean? Like you can't. Like we were stealing away Buka. It wasn't like Buka had to go in front of Pickens. Drop Andrews for Fannin. I would. Still Hendy over Hampton. Long term, yes, but maybe week 2, Hampton might outscore him. But I think Hendy's going to bounce back on a terror. I think they realized they made a huge mistake not running him. Hey, Smitty, would you do CMC and B-Rob for Genti and Fannin? I would rather have Genti and Fannin on the season. I think CMC's getting injured. So, yes. Drop Shakir for Boutte. I would probably say, sure. PPR drop Algier for Benson. Definitely get Benson. Do it live. Who cares about the backup situation? All right. Drop Bray Davis for Fannin. I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. I'm okay with either player. Drop Dak for Fields. I'd say Dak is still a little bit more valuable fantasy-wise, but they're almost dead even. Rob, I'd almost say unless this is your second quarterback, have both of them. But if you have to pick between one, chat, can you vote Dak or Fields, please? Dak or Fields, please vote. Please vote. Dak or Fields. Help the chat out here. Do you think Flowers can finish as a top 10? Right? No. Lamar's never produced a top 20 wide receiver. I think he can for the first time do that. I think that Flowers could be top 20 for sure. I think he'd be like 15, 16, 17, 18, but top 10, I don't think so. Is it possible? Sure. Anything's possible. Who to drop for Fannin, Loveland, Thornton, or Tesla? Probably, I would say right now, Loveland. Unless you don't need these extra receivers, then I guess take a stab at holding Loveland. Would you drop Loveland for Fannin Jr.? Yes. In a vacuum, I would. Of course, I'd try and trade, I suppose. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Worthy, gone. Trade neighbors. Trade neighbors for Buka. And MHJ. I will probably say that is such a tough call. Judkins again. Judkins expected to practice on Wednesday, just so everybody knows. We've got, and I'm trying to cipher through all this news right here to make sure we're not missing anything. And Worthy's not gone yet, my boy. Worthy's still a potential player that might come back sooner than later. The word is he's getting second opinion. Surgery is not ruled out yet for Xavier Worthy, unless something broke right now while I was on the live stream, and I'm trying to search for that because sometimes I'm reading and talking. I don't have everything in front of me. I do keep my alerts up. I am keeping my eyes peeled, but Worthy's not gone. Worthy's probably going to play with a jacket. Could be 1, 2, 3 weeks that he misses. It could be 0. We're not sure yet. London's going to try and play as well. But he's not gone yet. But still, neighbors for Buka and MHJ, I think I take this trade. I think this is a nice, safe move. I think other people should follow suit and use you as an example of how you can maybe get into safer vehicles. Have Penix Jr. got offered Burrow and Monty for Debo and Krosky Merritt. Woo! I probably would say Burrow, counter Burrow and Debo straight up. I would definitely take Burrow over Debo in this scenario. I would do the counter. I like that. And if they come back, bring it back to me. But I think I'm okay with the counter, or I'm okay with the original trade if you feel strong enough at your other positions. But Burrow is a good buy low right now. Let's be honest. And I love Debo. We're big Debo. We're the biggest Debo channel you can find. There's nobody that supported Debo more than we did. All the Debo crybabies out there are hiding right now. We don't hear any of them. Remember Scott? Every day Scott would run his mouth about it. Debo's fantastic. Do I play Igbuka or London? You're going to play Igbuka right now. I don't think you can sit Book. Period. Is Tank a drop or hold? Tank Bigsby, probably a drop for now because he's still a few degrees of separation away. You should be able to react in time to pick him back up if something happens. Bill owner has bad QB situation. I have Fields and Penix Jr. I could use a running back. Who do I trade, Fields or Penix Jr. for Bill? Yeah, I trade one of them for Bill. Sure, absolutely. If you're in a position where you can do that, I appreciate you. James Devlin here with the $5 hauler. Need extreme help, please. Jordan Mason. Devlin, you're up. You're up, my boy. Devlin, you're up. This is your time to shine, pal. And Marco, I'm going to put you in timeout for spamming the chat. Just make sure you don't do that next time you're in timeout for 5 minutes. Please don't do that over and over. Need extreme help, please. Jordan Mason or Pacheco, non-PPR. Also, Rams defense or Cowboys. I'm going to say Rams defense for now. Need extreme help, please. Mason or Pacheco. Going Mason for now. Mason for now. He looked really good. Ran tough. They loved him. Also, Ertz, pick up Fannin, please. Yes, I'd rather have Fannin over Ertz, but I want both. Either one if you're in desperate need. But I'll put Fannin over him. Thank you, Devlin. Appreciate you dropping the super chat. Okay, no problem, Devlin. Okay, little sweet says start one at the flex. Henderson or Bill? I'm going Henderson. I still love Bill, but I'm going Henderson. Other running backs are Achane and Bucky. You got to start all three of those guys, yeah. And I love Bill, but I'm just definitely going Hendy. Trade Nico for Hampton and MHJ. Yes, I would do that trade. That's a fantastic trade. That's another way to get into a situation that, gives you more depth and dilutes your talent into very good talent. PPR, 2 flex, JD5, Genty, Achane, Hampton, Mason, Benson, Judkins. Guys, subscribe if you're new. We got over 1,000 people on the tube. And I did go live on Instagram or Twitter. We got about 100, 200 or something like that on Twitter. Please come over to the YouTube side. But anybody that just found the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and show the channel some love. Appreciate you. HN, Hampton, and Mason and Benson, very good running backs. Rice, Higgins, Igbuka, Travis Hunter. Solid. Drop Loveland for Fannin, I would. And any other trades, I maybe look to trade like Higgins, potentially Benson when he gets value, or Higgins and Mason maybe for like one player. Higgins and Mason for, you could try for like Nico's and St. Brown's and players that have been doubted or an injured in London, something like that. I definitely think that trading Higgins for like Higgins and Judkins or Higgins and Mason for, if by some reason someone has like a Hunter and Harvey, where you're getting two monster buy low opportunities that we still believe in very strongly on this channel. That's something that I'm very intrigued about. Harvey's going to be one of the best trade for players walking into this week. I don't mean to spoil it, but I did the waiver show, which is this show right here. This is, or not the waiver show, the buy low show. This is the mining show. We did a mining show on the bigger show, which will happen on Wednesdays, probably tomorrow morning. The mining show is basically mining for gold and finding one player to highlight from the bigger show, and the bigger show drops after the mining show. The bigger show will be on more than these guys, but this is just the format of it. The most wanted. These outlaws are on the run.
The top most wanted outlaws. These outlaws are on the run.
And so you've got the mining show is up. Go watch the Ashton Genty sneak peek show of the big show, 2-part series every week. It'll be mining show, greater, bigger show of all the players, all the gold. So go check that out, and you're going to see obviously Harvey on that list is my point and why I said that. I'm prepped to take a lap, but I've got Kraft and Loveland. Which should I drop for Fannin? I would say probably drop Loveland. Fannon's still got some nice value, so good on you to correct and remedy the situation. If I have Warren and Pitts, give up Pitts for Fannin. That's tough. I mean, it really is tough. I would say that Pitts is a little bit safer. Fannin's got more upside, but a lot more risk because, you know, he is a rookie and there is some volatility there. Pitts has been disappointing before, so there's risk on all levels, but I would say Fannin has a little more appeal, just way more risk. You got to pick your poison. You want safety, go Kyle Pitts, who does come with risk, but I think, you know, with London banged up, it could be a nice little Kyle Pitts sesh for a little while. Worthy to IR, what does your gut say? I don't think Worthy, you know, unless this broke while I'm live. I don't. Two of you have now said Worthy out. I don't see Worthy out at all. So I don't know. And by the way, there's a report out here. I just read this because everybody keeps asking me to read it. Mike Evans was very clear beside his post-game locker last night. He wished he had been mic'd up for yesterday's game so fans could have heard rookie receiver Emeka Egbuka advance pleading for the touchdown pass that won the game. Right before he caught that last touchdown, he called it. Evans said of Egbuka, he wanted a post route. He said, "I'm about to game one." Joe wanted more details. We are in the huddle, and Egbuka said he needs to run a certain play, and I'm going to game the cornerback, Evans said. And he's like, maybe we do need to run it. And then literally he runs the post touchdown next play. There's just a lot of buzz on that right now. But our boy is just absolutely magnificent. Do I think Worthy goes to IR? I think 30%, 20% chance maybe. But I think there's a greater chance he tries to play with the injury. So I'm not sure what to tell you other than we don't really know. Do I drop Downs for week 2 waiver wire for a wide receiver pickup? Depends who you can pick up. I mean, I would not drop Downs. I think in general, in a vacuum, I'm keeping Downs. I still like Downs a lot. Let me see if we have any $20 super chats. We do. This one from Tatered Sandwich. Tatered, appreciate your $20 hauler. $20 haulers get immediate attention and move straight to the front of the line. Tatered, appreciate you.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Travis in the building. Travis, appreciate you. 12 team PPR, Baker, Bucky, Achan, Chase Brown, or no, Jamar Chase, Wilson, Fannin, Henderson at flex. Love the team. Hunter Rice, you got tons of depth. Mason Sharps, lots to move around. Any moves, start Hendy over Hunter. Yeah, you start Hendy over Hunter, but I still love this team. I'm not worried about it at all. I know you might have some questions. Jamar Chase didn't deliver, but Garrett Wilson's phenomenal. Fannin's stepping up. Henderson's going to be fine. Rice will be back. I don't touch this team, Tatered Sandwich. The only thing I maybe think about, and I like Baker. Baker's a dog. But would you consider a Baker upgrade? using some of the bench talent, Mason, Charbonnet, Marks, if he becomes relevant, or Hunter, or maybe even Rice right now to go get a monster top 4 quarterback. I certainly contemplated, if Rice or Hunter or Mason could get me that top 4 quarterback, the Lamar, the JD5, I would probably take advantage of that. 1.1K people in the building right now, 1,100 people in the building. We're on our way to 36,000 subscribers. We're gaining over 100 to 200 a day. So please be a part of the movement. Hit that subscribe button and help your boy as we grow this thing. You're a part of it. I need you. What percentage of fab drop for Fields? I have Bo. I would go off the historic. Again, we don't know. You got to go off the historical trending in your league. If everybody's dropping 100 out of 100 for players like this, you got to do a full load drop. If everybody's usually dropping like $20 out of 100, so 20% max, then drop that 22% max just to be ahead of. But only you know the answer to that. You got to do the legwork and tell me what the percentage, average percentage is. Traded Kenneth Walker, Pearsall for RJ Harvey, Keenan Allen. I think that was a big dub. I think we're going to see Harvey win leagues, bro. Win leagues for people. People doubting him after 1 week. Got offered Adams and Cup for Hampton. 0-1 wide receivers are Rice worthy. Okay, so got offered Adams and Cup for Hampton. I'd rather have Hampton. Adams is an old man, bro. I'm real worried about Adams being able to pull his weight all year for you. Debo over Hunter and Pickens this week. I think so for right now, for sure. But I like both. I like all 3 of your options. You're going to have some trade bait on your hands, and you're going to get it wrong week to week. You can't get mad at yourself for it because, you're going off of the hot hand. Trade Cook for Nico. I would definitely trade Cook for Nico and have 4 running backs, Aaron Jones, Judkins. I mean, I don't like that you're trading away a running back, but you can't pass up that value because you could probably flip it for way more later. So 100% would make that trade no matter what. Traded DJ Moore and Daniel Jones for Travis Hunter, Cam Ward. Big W. Even if Ward is not used or whatever, that's a big W. Eli, appreciate you. 12 team PPR. I have Chase, Hill, Love, Stevenson. Any trades I can do with this team? I'd probably say, Kyron, you hold. Chase, I hold. Tyreek Hill, I trade. Tyreek Hill. Buka, I hold. I don't know if you could even move David Montgomery and Hill. Harvey, go get Harvey. Hill for Harvey. Hampton, Hill and David Montgomery for Hampton. J-Mo and Hill for Hampton. J-Mo and Hill for Hendy. Hill for Harvey, like I said. Aaron Jones and Hill for Hampton or Hendy. Like those are the moves I would make with that team. Thank you very much for the super chat. Very much buying low, and get ready for the Wild Wild West most wanted outlaws for week number 2. Garrett and Igbuka rest of season. I mean, honestly, if you're asking me which one, I'd probably say Igbuka by a hair. But they're both elite players, bro. They're both so fantastic. What's Fields' price in a 10-man super flex? Right now, like a 3rd round equivalent, maybe higher. But I don't know. That'd probably be like a Nico Collins right now. I doubt it. Nico Collins, probably a Hendy or Hampton. I think you could easily get for a Fields easily, because Fields is in a super flex. He's a strong second quarterback. My wide receivers are set. Who do I start at running back? Running back 1, Chase Brown, and I have Jalen Warren, RJ Harvey, Sharps, Tootin, Tesla. Probably going to go Sharps if I had to with the other RB, and if you needed another one, I would go RJ Harvey and roll the dice. So thank you for the super chat, Skynet to the moon. Do we have any other $20 haulers? I don't see any now, so let me just keep ripping through these. Drop Jaden Higgins or Caleb Johnson for Fannin. I would drop probably Caleb Johnson for Fannin right now. I suppose you could drop either one, but yes, you go get him. Higgins maybe you hold out hope that Caleb Johnson eventually gets starts, but he's not even relevant right now, exactly like we predicted all offseason long. Everybody thinking Caleb Johnson I was overlooking that situation. Hell no. Drop Steelers D. Vague question, but I don't know. Depends. It really depends. I mean, I can't answer that unless you give me the options. BTJ or Nico and Hubbard for Genty. BTJ or Nico and Hubbard for Genty. I would say I would say that's kind of a lot, but I still consider it depending on your depth. So if you were fine, if this is like a 10-man league, then surplus of talent, collecting them and sending for one player is very advisable. I would say probably would rather have Nico than BTJ right now, given the concerns of will BTJ get fed enough. I think Nico will, even if they're down and throwing, but I can't stand Stroud right now. It's a tough call. I'd rather have Genty. Maybe I'd rather keep... Guys, would we rather keep BTJ or Nico? If we had to trade one with Hubbard for Genty right now, first of all, would anybody even do that, or would you just keep Hubbard? Maybe it's the safest route is to not do anything, I guess. That's a lot of talent. I think Chuba is still good. Chuba Hubbard is still very good. Trade ideas, Bo, Genty. Let's monitor the chat on that one. Bo, Genty, Kyron, BTJ. Trade Debo, Brees for Hendy, Rice. I'm going to say no right now. You're getting too much value out of Debo and Brees right now. I'm going to say no. I would say an upgrade quarterback, sure. Yeah, I'll always look to consider Devontae Smith would be a great player. JCM and Devontae Smith to upgrade a quarterback. What are we saying here, guys? Keep BTJ, keep Nico, keep BTJ. BTJ over Nico, but Chuba, very good. Okay, so I guess you go get Genty, but you keep BTJ over Nico is what the general consensus appears to be. So, yeah, I agree with the chat. The chat's smart. I love my chat. I turn to my chat when I feel like I need a push over the edge, and I don't feel bad about that. Some people have come into this chat before and go, Smitty, someone dropped you a $5 or $10 or $20 super chat, and you just asked their chat the question, if I'm wavering, wouldn't you want to hear from like 10 or 12 other people instantly? I don't understand how that's a negative, especially with my chat being so knowledgeable and us all being so like-minded. It's a great place to get advice. I don't understand why that's not a positive. I think it's a positive. I think most people do think it's a positive. I think somebody dropping a $10 or $20 super chat does appreciate the reach out to the community as confirmation, because it's more minds coming together. It's like ask the audience on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You always ask the audience, and the audience is almost always right. So having a collective is way better. Groupthink is awesome. Trade ideas. Brees for Hendy and Rice. Okay, yeah, Debo and Brees, and then upgrade your QB. Yeah, try and move those other pieces. Appreciate you for the super chat. Definitely a good QB upgrade could help and do wonders. Start Sharps or Bill. I would say Sharps for me, but very close and arguable, and the chat should change my mind. If I went to the chat and they said, no, go Bill, I'd probably be like, you're right, because it's literally I'm teeter-tottering. But I'm going to go Sharps because we know what he's done top 5 number stuff before, and he dominated the snaps last week. Traded Bowers and Pearsall for Bucky. I think this is arguable, but I'd rather have Bucky. I think you did good. But either way, you smash in on that. That Bowers is a phenomenal talent. Need a QB, Herbert or Fields. Herbert proved he's reliable. Reliable as it gets. Traded Sutton for Hunter. I'm definitely okay with that. I think many might not like that, Dice Boy, but I like it. Smitty approved that. I have Kelsey, Pitts, did Fannin then trade one? Bid for Fannin then trade one? Yeah, I would definitely say do that. Definitely got some options if you were to have all those tight ends. And people are hurting right now with injuries at the tight end position. So definitely a good move. Slack, running back, got offered Kamara and Nakua for Jettas. I would take Kamara and Nakua, then flip Kamara, though. If you don't think you can trade Kamara, though, it could end up being to where you're just downgrading to Nakua and then you burn out Kamara. He runs the tread off the tires, and you're okay. But I think you could probably flip Kamara for Hendy, Hampton, or even like Harvey and something. So I think I do that. Yeah, I like that. And then this other one here, full PPR, London and Hampton for Jacobs and Smith. I'd rather have London and Hampton by quite a bit. Thank you very much for the super chat. This one here from Folk says half standard rank, half PPR. Caleb, Purdy, McCarthy, or May. I'm going to go May, and then probably McCarthy after that. But I think May, and then a significant tier break until McCarthy can prove he's a fantasy dog week in and week out. But I'd say he's definitely second. And intriguing. 10-man league, JD5 Kraft, CMC, Chase Brown, HN, Gordon, Henderson, Terry. Like the team. Rice, any moves you should make? Probably just exploring the Christian McCaffrey trade because I do think he'll get injured. I like Achane and Chase Brown. Achane's scary as well, but there's some upside there. Trey Henderson's phenomenal. Your receivers are unbelievable. Like, you could upgrade Garrett Wilson, but then what if he just keeps outperforming guys like Nico? And so if I were you, I'd just stand down. Maybe try and potentially upgrade who's your tight end? I don't know if you listed Kraft. So Pearsall, Sutton and Kraft to upgrade to a player like McBride, obviously you'd try for. I think Tyler Warren makes a lot of sense using Pearsall or Sutton with Kraft, maybe. And would I potentially try and upgrade, let's say, Sutton and Pearsall for one Travis Hunter and just go ham, go get RJ Harvey, using one of those wide receivers just to bulk up even more. Never hurts to continue to build. You know what I'm saying? Love my Lamb, Buka, Garrett Wilson trio, as do I, even with Worthy out. Should I stay pat or with Hampton, Hendy, or trade for a running back? Go get Harvey using Worthy, something like that. But I don't think I'm trading those receivers, so I agree with you. And but I am trying to actively get Harvey because right now people think he's a backup. They don't realize he's like 6th in the NFL in rushing yards and was top 5 in yards after contact. Like, Harvey, wait till my buy low video coming up here. Would you rather have Daniels, Hurts, Jefferson, and Neighbors as keepers in a 1 QB PPR or swap Daniels for a Buka? I'd probably say JD5 in a keeper is unbelievable, and don't get too greedy wanting to get every breaking rising star, and just be accepting of that you have monsters there and that JD5 is going to help feed families. So I love Igbuka. They're pretty close, but I'd say probably JD5. Want to flip Keon and Sharps into one monster? Good luck. I don't think you're going to get much. Maybe you could get a Hampton or a Hendy. And, Keon and Sharps, be careful not to give Sharps away because he could be a top 6 to 10 running back. But right now you are trading him on spec that he will be. So you got to almost like kind of under, you got to get under ask in a way from what you think he could be. I think Hendy, Hampton, I'd ask for Genty, but I'd go down Genty, Hendy, Hampton in that order probably. But I think you're definitely on the right track of thinking how to, manipulate the market values for sure. Hey Michael, once you stop using that kind of language toward other people, bro, be positive force in the chat, please. And you just got to be careful, bro. You got put in timeout from a mod because you weren't paying attention to that. So why don't we be nice and kind in the chat, my guy? This is a nice place to hang out. Trying to see if there's any like worthy news breaking as we're talking. Trying to make sure we're not missing anything like that as we're going along here. And I don't think I am, so I'll keep going. I'm thinking of moving Penix, Garrett Wilson, and JCM for Nix and Nico or Sun God. I would say I don't mind that trade on either side. I think Garrett Wilson and Ja'Cory Cross-Garrett and Penix Jr. is probably safer than Nico and Bo Nix right now. So I would say if you're going to do something wild, go after Genty or something versus that. Something that feels a little bit more home run hitting when Garrett Wilson's already playing as well as Nico. Rank these wide receiver or these waiver wire ads: QB, tight end, big needs. Can drop 4. Penix Jr., Fields, JJ McCarthy, Kyle Pitts, Fannin Jr., Juwan. I'd probably say Penix and Fields are pretty even. So I'd say Penix, then Fields in that order. And then probably say Fannin Jr., then Pitts, then McCarthy, then Juwan Johnson in that order. Appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Stroud versus Tampa Bay or A-Rod? I'm going to go A-Rod, my boy. I just don't trust Stroud right now. Stroud's got to bounce back before I even give him a look. I'm not even considering looking in Stroud's direction. And Aaron Rodgers could crap the bed. His depth of target was like awful. Like Aaron Rodgers, I don't think we're going to see Aaron Rodgers do that game in and game out. Aaron Rodgers definitely looked great, but I'm legit thinking of dropping Jaden Daniels for Danny Dimes. Come on, stop, bro.
Take a big lap.
Bro, come on. Don't bring that casual stuff into this. You're serious too. I could tell because you've talked about it like 3 times. You dropped JD5 for Daniel. First of all, why would you drop him? Like, if you're gonna be that ridiculous, I mean, bro, this is like your first year doing this or something. If you're gonna do something like that, like, calm down. First of all, relax as you learn the game. But if you're gonna go ahead and try and get Danny Dimes into your lineup, you better just hold on to JD5 as you experiment with that garbage versus cut him. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't think the platform will let you cut him. You can't, bro. Stop. I think we're out of here for now. I'll be back. We're live whenever big news breaks. Bo Nix let you down. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, bro, but not everybody's gonna ball out every single week, and Bo Nix has still got something to say. So don't lose faith in Bo Nix entirely. Bo Nix is still a dog. He's been down and out before. Look at McCarthy. If you would have walked out of the game last night, never to return or look at McCarthy's stats, you would have said McCarthy was trash. Look what McCarthy did. Need tight end. Ingram, Hurts, drop Bigsby, Ollie, Kendre, cuff, Giddens, cuff, or Spears, cuff. I would probably drop Kendre. I mean, Kendre's okay, but he had a good run. Spears is always hurt. He's got 1 ACL too. I guess drop either Kendre or Spears, whichever tickles your fancy less. 10-man PPR, Knicks, Gibbs, Bucky, London, bench, Hendy, Bill. Good squad. Drop which one for Fannin? Trade ideas. I'd probably drop, I'd say Loveland, I guess, for Fannin. I don't think you can drop anybody else by the looks of it. And trade ideas, I think I'm just probably sitting on this team minus maybe trying to get Hendy into my lineup somehow. But that would require you to move Ibuka into one of the wide receiver spots. And the only players I would trade would be London or JSN. So London or JSN with Bill, or London and JSN with Debo, or London and JSN with Mason or Sharps to get some sort of like Lamb, esque player. And it'd have to be that high. It'd have to be Lamb. BTJ makes some sense, but those are the only ideas that I can cook up right now. Your team's phenomenal, and sometimes depth is nice. We have 1,100 people in the building. Please hit that thumb up button. Appreciate you all. Got an offer, my Hunter and Harvey for London. My team is Bo Nix. Okay. Well, I probably say that this is going to look bad right now if you do it straight up, because Hunter and Harvey did not play well. And so the fair market value is not there for that side. So I'm almost going to say ask for more, but I'm quietly thinking it will work out for you, but you need to get more because the market commands it. Otherwise, you're buying a $100,000 car for $200,000. And it might be worth, it's a collector, it might be worth $300,000, let's say, in 3 years from now, or a house is a better example. But you still shouldn't buy it just because you think it'll be great. You got to use the fair market value. If I missed anybody's super chat, please put the red question mark emoji a couple times and tell me that I missed your super chat. But if you just put the regular question mark, I'm not going to see it. And if you use that unnecessarily, then I'm gonna not answer your question at all. Beast Mode, appreciate you. Chase Brown and Ibuka for Gibbs and Pearsall. I did answer this one. Beast Mode, you must have took a potty break, so I did not miss this. Wrong wording. How about Smitty? I took a potty break when you messaged it, but Beast Mode, I do appreciate you. I said that I would probably rather have Gibbs. And I think Gibbs is a solid buy low. And this is the last time probably on the year you're going to get him at this price. I hate giving up Chase Brown and Buka. I do. And honestly, I probably would say it's safer to keep Chase Brown and Buka. It probably is safer. The Detroit Lions situation is kind of messy. And I wouldn't blame anybody for wanting to keep the Buka and Brown side. But I will say Pearsall's enough right now. Looks pretty good. That I think the gap between these two players, because Pearsall's good, I don't think is going to be that crazy. I think you'll probably be okay. and you get that Gibbs upside. Chat, vote on this one if you could. I think I already asked you to, but please vote again. Chase Brown and Buka or Gibbs and Pearsall? What side do you like better? It's a really tough question. It really is a tough question. I don't even mind answering it again because it's such a good question. Would love to know what you guys think. And this one again, ask for more. Tony, appreciate you trade Achane plus Keenan Allen for Genty. I'd rather have Genty by a lot right now, given the situation in Miami and how bad that is right now. It's such a bad situation, bro. It is so bad over there. It's hard to know what the hell to think and make of that situation. I'm definitely not like running away from it for pennies on the dollar. And I'm certainly buying Achane at the right price, but I'm certainly concerned as hell. We got Gibbs top 3 pick, Buka, Chase. I mean, it's torn. I mean, Buka and Chase Brown, and then Gibbs and Pearsall. You can't get closer than that. It is really, really close. I will say 1 week ago, you would have people laughing at you, but what we said about Buka is true. Buka is him, and I could tell Scott Hansen when he was talking about Buka on the red zone, you could tell he almost said something because he's like, yeah, Buka, this guy's, he might be the real. You could tell Scott was going to be like, shout out Smitty. You knew Scott was thinking about it. And when the Commanders and then Bill scored that touchdown, Scott did reference, I believe he was referencing us, because when I said Bill would be the starter and the Commanders would win the Super Bowl, he was like, Bill, really? And so it wasn't like he'd been hearing it from anybody else. He was, he's like, I was going to say I like Bill a lot. So he was like shocked that my answer was Bill. And we were one of his last interviews that he did before he, stopped doing interviews for the week. And then on the red zone, when he said, and some people think Bill could be the real deal and the starter for this team full time. And so that was definitely a reference to us. That was awesome. I was really hoping he'd say something though. But Scott Hansen's reaction to Ibuka and Bill Krosky-Merritt felt very, very angled to us. That was awesome to hear. You knew when he was talking about it that we were. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I think he was thinking about Smitty when Bill scored. You damn right he was. I think I'm going to say, again, not locking it down, I'm going to say Gibbs side on that trade. Half PPR, drop Golden for Keenan Allen or Keon Coleman. I'd probably rather have Keon Coleman than Golden or Keenan Allen. I'd probably have rather have Keenan Allen over Golden slightly. Phone lines are open briefly.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I'm only going to take a couple calls, too. JEL, I love the show. The show loves you back, JEL. The show loves you back. Is Terry McLaurin and Ingram for Ibuka and Tyler Warren enough? No. Bro, Ingram's injured. You're not going to trade Terry McLaurin, who didn't even show up, for Ibuka straight up. And you want Tyler Warren, too? You're going to get that door smashed in your face so quickly. But try and let us know. Maybe you're trading with your grandma, though. That's the kind of stuff I don't think about, that if you're trading with your grandma, maybe this stuff is possible. It's very, very possible. 940, you're live as quickly as you can. No full team breakdowns, or I'll hang up on you.
Smitty, keep on. Hey, quick question. I am planning on getting both Fannin and Sampson from waivers. However, it's going to require me to do a drop. It's either going to have to be, I don't want to drop Gordon. I got Bigsby and Braylon Allen. I'm trying to trade Bigsby for Tesla. But do you think I should drop Mims?
I'm okay. Let's see here. I'm okay dropping Bigsby. Let me merge this call real quick. I'm okay dropping Bigsby right now. Bigsby was traded to the Eagles, if anybody doesn't know, but right now he's kind of a few degrees of separation away from getting any run. So I think you'll have a little reaction time to maybe go back after him, but you'll be holding him for quite some time and my guess is you'd eventually drop him while you waited anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm using him as ammunition to get Tesla, though. That's the thing.
Well, then do that. But I mean, I don't know. Then you drop Mims. If you can't get rid of him, then drop Bigsby.
Gotcha. All right, thank you, sir.
All right, later, bro. All right, let me go over to 727. You're live as quickly as you can. No full team breakdowns, or I'll hang up on you.
Hey man, I got Mahomes and Fields. I'm wondering, should I trade one of those guys for something? And if so, what price could I get?
I don't know, man. I guess did Shipley end up having the rib issue?
Yeah.
But is he?
It's a rib fracture.
Is he out though, or is it just a?
Yeah, 5 to 12 weeks.
Oh, they did list that.
5 to 12.
Well, typical rib fractures.
Yeah, but
that's what they go for.
No, but we're not sure though.
Team didn't say that.
Yeah, let me see if I can find something.
I'll look for something.
Yeah, so that previous caller, keep tabs on the news today before you make a move.
So, yeah, like I see a post from some Eagles Twitter that says recovery will take 6 to 12 weeks, but I don't know if that's an official thing.
I mean, that does make it interesting for Bigsby. I mean, we did know when they made the trade, like last night, we thought there might be something to the injury, and then the report was dropped that mute yourself real quickly and turn the background noise down, but everybody please mute unless I'm talking to you right now. Please mute. It was definitely one of those things where we wondered what the potential situation was, you know. We really, truly were wondering if there was more to the Shipley injury. And then the report by the Eagles was we've got him not because of that. We got him for kick return duties. And so you weren't really sure.
Sirianni.
Sirianni lies about everything. So we love Bigsby. And if Shipley is out 5 weeks, let's say, there's a chance, man, that Bigsby, you know, if Barkley were to go down mid-game, Bigsby could be starting within 1 week. You know, you never know. So, but my guess is, though, it's going to be hard to hold him for 2, 3, 4. Like, if Barkley stays healthy, you're holding him for 2, 3, 4 weeks. Who knows? And you still got Dillon there. It's not like it's a guarantee that Bigsby goes in as even the backup. So it's something to monitor more than anything. But Bigsby certainly would have tons of value if he was starting for the Eagles. I'll tell you that. It's just hard to say.
Was Shipley returning kicks at all? Because that could also be almost like a little coded message there if they like him for kickoffs. I know Shipley used to play on special teams. I don't know if he was this year or not.
Yeah, I think we just got to wait and monitor it. I don't know that I'm expecting him to be second in line yet, even with the Shipley thing. I mean, Dillon's still there. But Bigsby's nice. We need to keep an eye on him. All right, hold on. I'm not going to be here too long, so let me cycle around the phone lines real quickly. 727, did you have anything else? Okay, guess not. All right, let me go over to 408. You're live.
How's it going, Smitty?
Yo.
I just had a quick question. So my bench is Addison, Sharps, JCM, Fields, and Pitts. On our waivers, the guys that I'm looking at is Javonte Williams, Hollywood Brown, Quentin Johnson, and then, of course, Fannin. Who's droppable on my bench?
So you want Javonte Williams. I didn't catch your whole bench. Just give me your bottom 4 guys. I don't need your whole team.
Should I say Pitts and probably Addison?
Addison, Pitts, and name a couple more.
I got Sharps, JCM, and Fields. And my quarterback is Penix.
I don't know how you can't drop Addison, I don't think.
I know, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're just in one of those leagues, bro, where you can't really drop anybody. You said Addison. You said Addison and who else?
Could be getting a ton of targets.
I got Pitts, Addison. I mean, I can't drop Sharps or JCM. just Pitts and Addison, really. My tight end's Tyler Warren.
I mean, I could drop Pitts for Fannin or drop Fannin for Pitts. I mean, I honestly think Fannin's got more upside. I think Pitts might be in a really good situation, so we just got to see.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you're just kind of confirming what I already thought. I wanted your opinion. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, man. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'd say if you want high risk, you go Fannin. If you want safety, you go Pitts. If London's out, Pitts will probably be a safer play.
Okay. And then, no, you're good, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, thanks, bro. Thanks. All right, let me go over to 815. You're live, 815. BBQ in the building. What's up, BBQ? Go ahead, 815.
Yo, what's up, Smitty?
What's up?
All right, so big fan of the show. I got Debo, Egbuka, Hunter, and Tet McMillan, but I could only start 3. So who should I sit this week?
Well, who do you think you should start? I mean, between Tet and Hunter, but why you listen to Egbuka? You know what I mean? Like, are you really contemplating sitting him? Did you sit him last week?
No, of course I started him last week.
Okay. Well, then why would you?
I said Debo last week.
All right. Well, you're starting. You got Debo, Egbuka, Tet McMillan, and Travis Hunter. You said those are the guys you're sitting one.
Yep.
I mean, it's between Tet and Hunter. I'd probably start Hunter. I mean, he had 6 catches, man. I mean, he was just one elusive play away from having 100 yards and a touchdown. You know, like I mean, he was getting fed. And if you notice, like the plays he got, he was like corralled right away. It wasn't his fault. He just had bad luck. And he very well could have had that rushing touchdown, you know.
Yeah, they're awesome studs. I'm thinking about packaging one with CMC to get like Derrick Henry or somebody like that.
I could get behind that. Ted and CMC for Henry and something. I'm fine with that. I still think CMC's going down at some point. I mean, the whole Niner team is dropping like flies. You think Christian McCaffrey with his bilateral chronic Achilles tendonitis and injury history is going to be the last man standing around all these people dropping like flies? It's just not going to happen. So I've
seen crazier things.
You know, at the end of it all, we'll see. All right, bro. Appreciate you.
All right. Appreciate it.
Rock out. You're live. Then I'm out of here, boys. And then Travis. Rock out, then Travis.
So, would you trade Achane or wait another week, see if he has a boom week with Hill?
All depends. I mean, what's the alternative? What are we thinking? Can you get Hendy and Hunter? Can you get Genty straight up? Can you give up a little bit and get Genty and swap out that risk? Absolutely. So I'm actively trying. Give me Genty over Achane all day. I'll give up a little bit if I need to. I'll give a Tet McMillan. I'll give a Matthew Golden. I'll give Fannin if I pick him up off waivers, of course.
Yeah, and I already got Henry as my RB1.
So it just depends, my boy.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but Genty's a great buy low. If you trade it down to Hendy or Hampton and you get another piece, that's great too. So if you either trade down or trade up.
Yeah.
Like if someone had, let's say somebody had, let's say somebody had Nico or... And you were able to trade like your Pearsall for Nico in that Achane down to Hendy, you know, or even if you went Achane down to Harvey and you're really risking the biscuit, you're able to get that additional player, you know, like the 2-for-1. So you're getting Harvey from Achane, which is hugely risky, but I love it. And then you're getting that whole additional Debo-esque player, you know, in that realm. But I definitely would rather go get Genty than go downward, but I'm definitely doing either one if I can, and I'm not selling low. You know, Achane still scored amazingly considering, you know, but he's definitely got some built-in risk now that we just can't shake. You know, we can't guarantee he will get out of it. All right, appreciate you, bro. Call in later. We'll be back. Yep. Travis, you're live. Anything on your mind before we jump out of here? I got a couple of super chats I'll answer on the way out the door too.
Yeah, just quickly on Fannin. I love him, obviously. I was talking about him in the offseason and stuff. But like, I see a lot of people asking. I know you just said you could drop Pitts if you had to. Should I?
Maybe.
One, should I drop Pitts, Hawkinson, Kraft, like a bunch of these guys who are like back end, top 10, 12 tight ends? Should I drop them for Fannin? And then should I start Fannin over them right away? What's your opinion on both of those?
I mean, you're basically
personally, I'm trying to drop someone else.
Yeah, you shouldn't be dropping Kyle Pitts. You shouldn't be dropping Hawkinson. Like, these are someone just got hit with the Kittle injury, and that might be the person that's picking him up. But excuse me. But the thing is, you also have Ingram injured. You have a lot going on. There's definitely a need for the tight end. People are scrambling for Fannin right now because every league has somebody that's lost their tight end. There's 2 or 3 people that are like just scavenging the waiver wire for it, So yeah, definitely make sure you're not cutting big name players. Nobody should be cutting Kyle Pitts. Nobody should be cutting any of these players. Just try and make a trade. Trade Hawkinson. You could easily trade Hawkinson. I mean, what has one game really made everybody worthless? No, but it's making a lot of people panic, and maybe nobody's on their way to go purchase or buy a player that had a bad week. But you start making 2-for-1 trades, or 2-for-2, or 3-for-3, or 3-for-1 trades, and you can make a doubted player look a lot more attractive. So Hawkinson by himself right now sucks to people. Travis Hunter right now it's not that appealing to people, but you start giving Travis Hunter and Chuba Hubbard for one player, and all of a sudden everyone's like, well, now all the onus isn't on Travis Hunter. Now Travis Hunter has some upside, but you make somebody in a 1-for-1 environment have to hold all that weight, and nobody wants to take the gamble. So it's all about getting creative with the 2-for-1s.
Yeah, and just I see a lot of people talking about dropping Pitts even aside from that. And, I mean, I understand sometimes you have to, but like if London, missed time, or if he comes back and gets hurt and misses time, their next best receiver is Mooney. He doesn't have a good shoulder, so All
right, better get to these are piling up. I'll be back at 8 p.m. or sooner. Thanks, Travis. Later. All right, phone lines are closed. Let me get these out of the way here. Puka and Pickens for Jamar Chase. If you like winning, I'd probably do that. I'm not saying Puka ain't good, but that's a good value. Should I drop Blue or tank Bigsby for Fannin? I'd probably drop. It's tough because we just talked about Tank Bigsby could become relevant soon, but he still may be a degree of separation away. And Blue is as well. So honestly, pick your poison there. I'd be lying savage if I said I was leaning one way hardcore than the other. I'd say I probably would rather drop Tank Bigsby right now, but that could very much change very quickly. Keenan and ETN for Genty if you like winning. Are you paying too much? What will make you think you're paying too much for Genty, giving up Keon Coleman and ETN, who we love? We love both these guys, but what on earth after 1 week would make you even say such a thing? Is that too much to get for Genty? Hey, Smitty, I have Pitts at tight end. On my bench, I have Ollie Gordon, Charles, Blue, Thornton, Burchard. Who do I drop for Fannin? Who the hell's Charles? Can someone help me out? Like, who's on a first name basis? Charles. Someone help me. I mean, my brain's fried right now. But who's Charles? Who's Charlie? Someone? Anybody? Who's Charles? I know I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't know. Maybe me Sharps. I'd drop Charles. I don't know who this Charles character is, but he's getting a little too much hype for not being anything special. going to go ahead and drop Charles. Jamal Charles retired a long time ago. By the way, Jamal Charles followed me on Instagram the other day. It was really weird. I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, what's up, my man? You want to come on the show? And he hadn't responded, but he's apparently following the channel. All right, let me get these super chats out of the way. Drop Jaden Higgins for Hollywood. Yeah, probably. $10 holler from Ruben. Hey, Smitty, I have Pitts and at tight end. Am I only? Sharbs. So I'm assuming that's Sharbs. On my bench, I have Ollie, Sharbs, Blue, Thornton, Burchard. I'd probably say Burchard, Smith right now or Blue. But honestly, man, I mean, we're dependent on the news for that. If Burchard Smith's either going to get used or not, we're not really sure. Blue's not going to probably play week 2, so you probably have a better likelihood of picking Blue up after week 2, though. But what if, like, Javonte got hurt in the mid-game? It's hard to say. Either one climbs massively if there's an injury. So I guess I would hold Burchard Smith over Blue right now. Starting Ollie Gordon, got a hunch. Am I crazy? No, but it depends on who you're sitting. Sharp and Bill and Mooney for Harvey and Rice. Yes, Harvey and Rice for me, but it's arguable for sure. I mean, there's a lot of upside on both sides, and not everything is for sure. How much fab should I spend on Fannin? I no idea. Luke, if you watch the beginning of the show, I literally say if anybody gives you a number, you need to stop following them. You need to stop watching their content. You need to stop following them. There's no way a human being could know how much fab you should spend because every league is different. The tendencies are different. There's no way to know. I would say that he's close to a full fab load drop, which makes it easier to say that like a blanket statement. But you're going to know if you need to even do that. Is your league, what's the highest somebody's gone for lately? $20 out of 100? Then you have a conservative league. But for me to come out and say $8 when your league's aggressive, I mean, I'd be doing you a disservice. So, Luke, you got to do your own legwork to come back with the numbers. Hey, Smitty, so-and-so went for 20 out of 100. So-and-so went for 25 out of 100. Give me a couple examples so that I can help you. You know what I mean? That would be unbelievable. And then I can give you better advice. But I'd say he's close to a full load drop if you're in need of a tight end. That's just plain and simple. Eddie, appreciate your super chat. Eddie says, drop Ferguson for Fannin. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it all show. Yes, the answer is yes. Do it live. Do it live. Do it well. Appreciate you. Dak or Fields for week 2? Chat, Dak or Fields for week 2? Let me look at some things real quick. I kind of feel like Dak's going to have a big game. I feel like Dak's going to have a huge bounce back. I mean, he's at home versus the Giants, so it should be good. I'm probably going to say Dak. And Buffalo's tough. I'm going to say Dak this week against the Giants. I think he's going to do well at home. Mayor of Valuetown, appreciate you. Trade Quentin Johnson for Rice, of course. Sorry for a dumb question. It's not a dumb question. It's just hard to believe that that's possible. So if it is, congrats and good on you. And take a big victory lap. And you should feel ashamed of yourself for doing that to a friend. PPR, give HM, BTJ, and Ollie and get Bucky and Amon-Ron Sharbs. Yeah, get Buckied. Easy call. You should be ashamed of yourself too. You guys call yourself friends. Blasting your buddies and your family. Ibuka for Hampton. I think that's debatable. That's pretty even. I mean, Buka is a wide receiver. Hampton's a running back. Running back needs are sometimes higher than receiver needs. But I'd probably say give me Buka. I lean Buka. I think you could probably get more if you traded Buka for Hampton because Hampton didn't deliver. Buka did, so why would you trade Buka for Hampton straight up? Why would you buy at yesterday's price? Buy at today's price. Dak or Fields week 2, as I said, Dak. 18-man league. Judkins is on waivers. Percentage of fab. Again, Tyler, you just heard my spiel. I couldn't know. I'd have no idea. How could I give you a number when your tendencies in your league might be way different than the average league? I would say I wouldn't put my whole fab on Judkins, but I think it's worth a significant amount. Go check out what the highest numbers have been so far and drop that probably that number. If this could be the one pickup of the year. So if you did a full load drop, I wouldn't blame you. If your league is stingy and you're like, there's not going to be anybody else, Smitty. My league is so deep and everybody grabs everybody. There's never a Tootin. There's never anybody. But then if Judkins is available, then I would kind of assume that that is not the case for this league. BBQ, I'm so sorry about the wait. BBQ, you still here? I'm sure you are. I don't know why I left this one here. Are CMC truthers feeling good about the upcoming usage now that Kittle is hurt, Jennings is hurt, Purdy is beat up? You know, it's crazy that Shanahan is such a bad coach with a guy coming off a calf strain, and CMC had a calf strain, to give him the most touches out of any running back in the league in week 1 was just absolutely reckless and on its way to injury. It's asinine to me. And everyone's like, see, McCaffrey? No, not see. I told you if he came out unscathed, it looked like it wouldn't necessarily be. It's going to add up, and CMC's going to be on IR before you know it. The amount of usage they give this guy, it's reckless. It's absolutely reckless. Just crazy. BBQ, you here? BBQ to the moon. Durbo and Bill for Bucky. I don't know who this Durbo character is, but Debo and Bill for Bucky, I would do that. I'd still take Bucky. It's a great trade. And, you know. George, thank you. Evans and Mark Andrews. Shakir for Hampton and Pickens. Hampton and Pickens by a country mile. Dacker Fields, already did that one. Thanks again for the super chat. Evans and Andrew, yeah, what a home run. Pickens and Hampton, what a home run trade. And hey, Smitty, I have Pitts at tight end. On my bench is Ollie Sharps. Oh, I already answered that one. Thank you very much for the super chat. And then this final super chat of the day or of the show, and we'll be back. Appreciate you all being here. Thanks, my good buddy, good pal, all day. What's up, Smitty? Have you done an Egbuka drop yet? We do need to create his own separate video. So don't worry, we will have one. I will, and it will be glorious. It will be the most sought after video to sponsor for a $100 hauler you've ever seen in your life. And it will require the first $100 hauler to activate it. So we'll put that. Maybe I'll do that for the 8 p.m. show. I'll work on it. 14-man Guillotine League have Bo, Neighbors, BTJ. Do I spend 1,000 fab to get Barkley off waivers? I probably would. The thing about these leagues is like, yeah, if you end up winning and, you know, you almost wish you saved some of your fab, but you got to get to the next week. And Barkley's about as good as it gets getting off of waivers. I mean, you might see Jamar Chase on there. You might see Genty on there later. But like Barkley, there's nothing wrong with dropping the wattage. But also you got to go. You got to go with your, with the historical data. If what is the highest bid gone so far for one of the big name players? Like, I need all that information. I can't really help anybody with auction or free agency dollars without history, because everyone's league is completely different. So there's just no way to help anybody on that. Are we going to get that crew to rebound this week? Hopefully we do. I'll see you all later. I'll be back. Appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to get on over to my Patreon. The Patreon link is right here. This is if you want continued advice 24 hours a day. Join the Patreon. It's $10 a month. Cancel anytime. It's right there. And don't forget, I have a thefantasyfootballshow.com content, bold predictions, rankings, all that stuff is right here. Smash that link and join me. And then we draft at midnight Eastern tonight on the channel here. Play $5, get 50. All you got to do is click this link right here. Sign up in advance so you don't miss out on getting in a draft tonight. We'll do a week 2 Battle Royale draft. So please smash this link right here. Smash this link right here that I just dropped. I'll even pin this link right now. Don't forget to click the Patreon link that's right above that, and the thefantasyfootballshow.com link that's right above that. But all these links are in my in my description of the video. They're in every video. But if you want to draft with us tonight, you got to hit the link, sign up, and do the deal now. $10 minimum. Play 5, get 50 though. See you all. Be back at 8 p.m. Eastern or before, depending on the news. And then we get 2 stragglers here. AJB for Bucky, of course, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing here? How are you going to get Bucky for AJB? He just dropped a nothing burger. That's a cute idea, but I highly doubt you pull it off. If you do, we'll celebrate your name. Mahomes, Fields, Genty, Hendy, Sharps, Harvey, Gordon, Tootin. What trade? What can you get for Pat Mahomes? I don't know. I would try to get... You're going to have to go buy low shopping, you know? Like, who needs a quarter? Like, all those things are tough. Who needs a quarterback? Do they have a running back like Genty that they doubt? You could trade Sharps and Mahomes for him. You could trade potentially... Oh, you got Genty. Damn it. Let's see. You could trade Mahomes to the... Trying to think. BTJ owner. St. Brown owner. Mahomes for like... Yeah, I don't know, bro. Your team's really good. Hendy, Harvey, Genty. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be so eager to trade Mahomes. I'd just let this team ride it out. You know, trade Fannin after another big week with Pearsall for like one player. You know, you could go get a Hampton using Pearsall and Fannin after 1 week if Fannin goes nuts. Tootin might gain some value. I'm sitting on this team. I don't know that I'm making any trades. Your team's very balanced. You get another player that you just got to put someone on the bench. It's going to become difficult for you week in and week out. You're already deciding between Pearsall and Pickens. So I'm trying to trade maybe Pearsall on the high. I still believe in Pickens. Trade Pearsall on the high with Charbonnet to the Walker owner to get like one player. Past that, you're kind of just, I think, in waiting mode. I think you making a trade might be a disservice to your potential future trades. All right, see you all later. Lost by 1.6 points this week. Good news is Fannin on my bench already because of Smitty. Good job, 831. Proud of you. Do it live. See you all at 8 p.m. Eastern or sooner. Deuce.